backlash behind this, it's not even funny. But this was the agenda all along.
Of course. Now, mind you, I already have enough W's in this community, so I'm going to give some to my father. And when he introduced me to gaming with the Sega Genesis and all these things, he says that these companies are planning to do things with these, son. You know, never say never. That's one thing that my dad told me. Because I used to say the same thing when PlayStation 3, and he says, oh, those are all going to be digital storefronts. As soon as my dad see that you could download digital games, he already knew. He says, oh, that's what these companies are going to push. And you know what the funny thing is, at that time, I was like, oh, Dad, people like physical media. People still like playing games this way. And he said, no, that is where the direction of gaming is going. He told me GameStop would be nothing but an accessory shop where they sell clothes. And I'm like, that's exactly what happened. So when you guys sit there and say, oh, GameStop, where you get a lot of this influence from? Well, a lot of it comes from my dad. You know, he introduced me to gaming when I was at a very young age. And he always told me. Right, and I don't mind sharing these stories with you guys. Is that when a company does something, that means that's what they're trying to push. So when I see games like Pokemon, Pokopia, and you see that Nintendo, that's their game, and they decided to put it on a game key, that is what we call testing the waters. Okay, and the game sold pretty well. So you guys did not hold the line. Now maybe if you didn't buy those games, then maybe companies be like, okay, this is probably not something we should do right now. But every time they introduce something, don't think that that's not what they're trying to do. That's something that my dad always told me. When they show it, it doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, 3. See, the problem is with you fanboys, you're like, oh, you know, that was the exception, not the rule. See, you already fell for the trap. And then when it finally decides to be the rule, what are you going to do? You've already invested thousands amongst thousands of your dollars into the ecosystem. You think you're going to go back? I actually had this discussion yesterday with a few people in the Nintendo game chat, and we was talking about like, hey, what happened if Nintendo did put the new Mario as a game key? And you know what they all said? Oh, we would just buy the game digitally. So there you go. Because at the end of the day, the impact of people wanting to play the game outweighs the ownership of having the game in a cartridge. Now, mind you, if you would skip these experiences, oh no, I'm not supporting that, or I'm not supporting that, or I'm not buying that game, then maybe you might have some form of an argument. But this is where the whole digital/physical debacle is shifting. This is why digital games is just people are buying them. You can play them 3 or 4 days early. I mean, you have, especially with some companies like Xbox and PlayStation, you have to install the game anyway when your friends could already be preloading it, playing the game before them, as well as playing the game 4 to 5 days early for having like an ultimate edition of the game. But like I said, my dad told me these things, man, at a very young age, and I'm very surprised how a lot of you guys did not grow within that. And it's true. Every time a company introduces something, that is where they're trying to push the market. So you guys, the Nintendo fanboys especially, I'm going to get to y'all when y'all like, oh, Nintendo would never do that with their own game. They did it. They did it right in front of your faces. And instead of you guys buckling your feet down and say, we're not supporting it, you went out there and bought it. What do you think Nintendo's like, we tested the waters. That one worked. Then the next thing, they're going to try with another game. And what are you guys going to say? Oh, Nintendo's being selective. You're going to be sounding just like the ponies. Nintendo's being selective. That's all it is. That's all. I'm telling you. They love physical. They care about See, that's the problem. And while you're doing that and investing all this money into their ecosystem, you really think that you're going to pull away after you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars? They know they got you locked in, boy. They know they got you locked in. Now they're like, oh, we can really, now you might be angry about it, but they all know that if the game is fire, you're going to buy it anyway. I mean, look no further than GTA 6. I'm hearing that the game already sold 70 million. The game has already made its money before the game even came out. Y'all didn't even see a gameplay trailer. Y'all see nothing but a bunch of screenshots, and you can't put a beard on Jason unless you buy the Ultimate Edition, and that did not stop nobody from not pre-ordering that game. Okay? So at the end of the day, the things that my dad taught me throughout my gaming childhood was right. I don't know who taught y'all. I don't even know if you guys even had dads or fathers, but still, you could see the writing on the wall. That's why I'm like, oh, every time I see something, they're like, Gamester, you over exaggerating it. You know all this. Nope, I'm telling you for a reason. And I go back to what my dad told me, that when you see something like that, understand that that's where they're trying to push the market. That's what they're trying to do. You guys are still, it's like Blockbuster. And Netflix, how they thought, oh, people still gonna watch movies. Everybody loves the pastime of going in there, picking up a DVD and a VHS, and look what happened. The funny thing is, Netflix is the one that proposed the idea to Blockbuster to do it. And Blockbuster didn't want to. And look what ended up happening. Netflix took over. Exactly. It's the same thing with Game Pass. Oh, it's not working right now. They're not getting the numbers. And as Microsoft will see it, and as time goes on, Game Pass will be the ultimate place for people to play game, and let it be through smart TV, consoles, PC, or whatever have you. So Microsoft's playing chess. Sony's out here playing checkers. This is how you guys don't get it. You guys are still stuck within the mindsets of 1990. And guess what? I don't know how you are, because people ain't even buying your games anymore like that.
Right? If you looked at, let's go as far back as this generation, early this generation, right? You have a digital, you have a physical, right?
Yeah. Why do you think they did that? That was to indoctrinate you guys into the idea of buying digital games. Exactly. Goes right back to my dad's argument. Why would you have that? Why would you even offer that option? You offered it because you want to shift your general demographic of gamers into a digital-only future. There you go. I just broke it down for you.
And you already know.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people went with the digital one.
Because it was cheaper.
Because
just like what Nintendo's doing. Y'all not peeping game? Game's to peep the game. Peep the game. Check this. That's why you get the digital version for what? $10 less. Oh! You think Nintendo's doing... Oh, they're doing it because they want to be consumer friendly. That's what it is. Nintendo care about... No. It's to indoctrinate you on the idea of buying digital over physical, you big dummy. Like, this is... Oh, my goodness. They don't get it. They don't get it.
I don't need a disc drive, right?
They'll never get it.
They look at this stuff, guys. They look at this stuff, right?
Exactly.
You know what? Yeah. And it's less money for these companies to make
here we go.
Physical discs.
Oh,
now
all of a sudden we hear these arguments. But Marlon, you wasn't saying this before, man. You was the one running with the narratives of Xbox pulling the games off the shelfo. And now you want to take this narrative, brother. We could go back in these videos, man. We could go back.
Drives or whatever the case may be.
Now all of a sudden.
They're probably not going to have no more disc drives now with these consoles, with these PlayStation consoles. And if Sony is doing this, Microsoft is probably going to follow suit as well.
Well, there's a reason why Microsoft did do it. Because they know that Sony was abandoning the CD, the Blu-ray. Oh my goodness, you guys don't understand gaming. Microsoft is doing it because the reason why they did it because Sony's doing it. Sony own. All right. I can't believe I even have to explain this. Sony owns the Blu-ray disc, brother. You're like games to explain. So if Microsoft is doing it, well, they could do it without Sony's approval. But this also shows you that the reason why Xbox was pulling things off the Walmarts and stuff, because Sony was planning on. They all kind of know their home business strategies. They're like, oh, well, in that case, it doesn't matter. Microsoft can't do physical media if Sony don't even want to allow to do it. You see how that works? Okay. Yep, go ahead. Shake. What was that?
I'm telling you, every day you wake up, bro.
Good.
It is something.
Good.
Let's put a timestamp on this.
There ain't no timestamp. You know what we're going to put a timestamp on?
Multiple stores, from Target and Walmart's, people are actually coming out and saying that they're officially being told to take Xboxes off the store shelves, to just rip it apart, the entire Xbox section. The consoles, the controllers, those digital pre-order cards, and of course the games themselves, they're being told officially from corporate, throw it in the garbage. And there are even some leaked pics of these essential...
Y'all remember this from 8 months ago? How all these ponies ran with this narrative? Y'all remember this? That's why I brought this little snippet, just for you guys to refresh your memory as to... We did not forget this. And that's why we all laughing at this current situation going on with PlayStation. Not because it's good for gamers, but just because it just goes to show you this is what happens when you're a fanboy. You know, you guys want to sit there and you want to say, but I already know why these things are happening. But you guys don't. You guys just want to keep constantly picking shots at each other, and Nintendo's sitting there on their high horse. But guess what? It's going to happen to you too, Nintendo fanboys. And understand who told you that first. Hopefully, guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, take care. Peace out. Games to win another W.